Hey second graders, welcome back to art. This is Miss Mitchell. Do you guys remember what artist we talked about last week? If you guys said Pete Mondrian, you are correct. We are going to be reviewing Pete Mondrian's artwork and continuing with the project from where we left off last time. All right, last week, we talked about the artist Pete Mondrian. So let's just do a little bit of a review. So again, this is Pete Mondrian. He was from where? The Netherlands. He was from the Netherlands. And last time we looked at these three colors. These three colors are called the primary colors: red, yellow, and blue. So once again, primary colors cannot be made or mixed together from other colors. So you cannot make yellow from orange and blue. You cannot make red from blue and yellow. You cannot make blue from green and orange. Okay, so those are the primary colors, cannot be made or mixed together from the other colors. And we looked at his artwork here. He does like to draw lots of what shapes? What shapes? Lots of squares and rectangles. And he uses what kind of lines? He uses, what kinds of lines are these? Straight up and down lines are called vertical lines. And what kinds of lines are these called? Left and right lines. Left and right lines are called horizontal lines. So horizontal, left and right, vertical, up and down. So we talked about that last week. And once again, here are just some more pictures of his artwork. He does like using those primary colors. All right, so now that we've reviewed Pete Mondrian, let's go back to the artwork that we started last week. So last week we were making animals. It was either a dog or a cat. So you should have drawn one of these animals, okay? And if you were able to, you should have cut out your animal with scissors. Make sure you didn't cut any parts off. You didn't cut off the ear. You didn't cut off the tail. It should all be one piece. Okay, if you don't have scissors, that's okay. Just work with what you have. Okay, if you did not have scissors, then your animal should still look like this on your paper. And we should have drawn really, really big, not teeny tiny like this. That's way too small. All right, so this is where we're at. So today we are going to be adding some lines, some horizontal and vertical lines, and we're going to be adding our three primary colors, which are what? Red, yellow, and blue. Very good. Okay, so this is what it should look like at the very end. Okay, just to give you a little preview, but I'm going to walk you through this. So the first thing I want you to do is grab a black crayon or colored pencil or marker, whatever you have. And if you have a ruler, I would like you to grab your ruler. If you do not have a ruler, you can just find something else with a straight edge. You could use the side of a marker box or the side of your colored pencil box, or maybe even the side of a notebook. Okay, here's a little notebook. You got to get creative if you don't have a ruler. You can use the side of a notebook. Okay, anything like that will work. But obviously, if you have a ruler, you should use a ruler. So the first thing we are going to do is to add our horizontal and vertical lines. If you have cut yours out, what I would like you to do is flip yours over to the other side so that we do not see these lines. Okay, everything will just look much nicer and neater if we don't have those lines. So flip it over like this. If you do not or did not cut out your animal, that's okay. You're just going to have these lines visible. So just work with what you got once again. All right. Here is my ruler. Here's my black crayon. I'm going to start with my vertical lines. Remember, vertical is up and down. So I can go all the way straight like this. Notice how my crayon is touching my ruler, or if I'm using a marker box, it's touching the marker box. Okay, so nice straight lines. You can do as many as you want, and they can be close to each other, they can be far apart, up to you. And don't forget the ears. Don't forget the little feet. Okay, same thing if you did your cat or if you just did it on regular paper. You're just going to go all the way from top to bottom like this. Again, do as many as you want. And we're going to just switch whenever you want to switch. You can go back and forth between horizontal and vertical. I'm going to add some horizontal lines like this. Okay, again, they can be close together. They can be far apart. I want you to do this all over your animal. So you can see this one right here. I'm just putting a bunch of them close together. So there's a whole bunch of little tiny squares and rectangles next to each other. You should have a variety of sizes of squares and rectangles. So that means big rectangles, big squares, small rectangles, small squares. They should be all different sizes, okay? If they all are the same size, it's not going to look as interesting. So again, I can switch between vertical and horizontal whenever I want to, okay? And I am going around my animal, all different parts of my animal. The one thing that I do not want you to do is to do diagonal lines. So we didn't see Pete Mondrian use any diagonal lines in his artwork. Diagonal means that it's slanted. And we do not want to use slanted art or slanted lines, for this artwork. So no to diagonal lines, okay? Only horizontal and vertical. All right, I am almost done. I'm just going to add a few more lines. Once again, the more of a variety you have between sizes of squares and rectangles, the more interesting that your artwork will look. Okay. All right, so I am done with my dog here. I'm not going to worry about this. I'm not going to do both of them at the same time. It's going to take me way too long. So I'm just going to put my cat to the side. But if you did your cat or your dog, it should look something like this. Okay. So we've made our squares and rectangles, a variety of sizes, big and small and medium. Now I want you to find 3 colors, red, yellow, and blue. Okay, crayons or colored pencils or markers. I prefer crayons or colored pencils though. Markers just tend to get a little messy looking. When you are looking for your colors, if you're using like a 24-pack color of crayons, you want to be sure that you find the correct colors. There are other colors in here that look like red, yellow, and blue, but they are not those colors. So for example, you might have grabbed this one out of your crayon box, but this is not red. This is violet red. You can see that. Violet red. So that's not just plain red. We want just good old plain regular red. Okay, so don't use violet red. Put that to the side and find red. Okay, you might have a different yellow. My crayons may not be the same as yours, but I have one here called Dandelion. Dandelion is more of a golden yellow. Okay, but I don't want to use dandelion. I just want to use plain old regular yellow. So put this one to the side. And in my pack of crayons, I have 2 of these. Actually have 3. So this one might look blue to you, but what does it say? It says blue-green. That's not regular blue. So do I want this one? No. All right, I have these other two. This one says cerulean. This one says indigo. Now, these are different shades of blue. Okay, so like a lighter blue and a little bit of a darker blue. But we are not going to use these today. Okay, they are kind of blue, but we're not going to use these. So put them to the side. We want good old regular blue. Okay, so red, yellow, and blue, those are the primary colors. So with our primary colors, we are just going to color in the squares and rectangles on our animal that we drew with our ruler or our straight edge. Now, when you are coloring, remember to color nice and neatly. Is art a race to finish first? No, art is never a race to finish first. If you go too fast, you will likely mess up or it just won't look very neat. Okay, we want nice, neat coloring. So you can color your squares and rectangles however you want to. Okay, the big ones, the small ones, the medium-sized ones. I want you to color as much as you can. Now, does that mean that you have to color every single square or rectangle? No, you do not have to color every single square or rectangle on your animal. If we take a look back at Pete Mondrian's artwork, okay, I'm just going to go back to this real quick. If we take a look at this, we'll see that he does have some white squares and rectangles. Okay, he does even have some black ones as well. So you do not have to color every single square or rectangle with red, yellow, and blue. You can leave some of them white. Or if you want to go back and add some black to your squares and rectangles, you can do that as well. Okay. So when you are finished coloring, it should look something like these two. Okay, so notice in my finished ones, I left some of them white. I did not color all of them. I could have added some black ones if I wanted to as well, but I just chose not to. How you do it is up to you, whether you want to add black or not. But I do want you to use all three primary colors, red, yellow, and blue. Red, yellow, and blue. Once you are finished with your artwork, that means you're finished coloring everything in nicely. The last thing that I want you to do is to take a 5-second video of your artwork. So before in the previous weeks, I said to take a photo of it. I realized that was a little bit too complicated. So I came up with, or I found out a different method actually, that is so much easier. And it's to take a 5-second video and it's all within Canvas. Okay, if you do not know how to do this or you did it before but you just need help remembering, there is a video on the assignments page that shows you exactly how to do that 5-second video of your artwork. Take a video of your artwork and submit it to Canvas and you should be good for this week. And I will see you in the next video. Bye.